Om. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhetamastu Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are doing reading practice of simple words having vowels and consonants, consonant vowel combinations. We will continue with that. And after that, we will enter into the next topic, conjunct consonant. Now, they will read some words. Okay. Ignapriyachi, this person.
Yes, Ji.
Please read.
Bhavan.
Bhavan, okay. Next one. You can read.
Nikananam.
Again.
Nikananam. Nikananam.
Nikananam, yes. Nikananam.
Nikananam.
Yes.
Relyanam.
Please read again.
Relyanam.
You're reading. Then when you read the whole word, you say Relyanam.
Relayanam.
It is Relayanam. Okay. Relayanam. La, it is La, not Lakara.
Astu Ji. Patitam.
Patitam. Next person. Parulji. Parulji can read this one.
Yeah. Vimala. Khaditavati.
Again.
Khaditavati.
Yes. Khaditavati.
Khaditavati. Patitum.
Read again.
Patitum.
Not ma. It is not ma.
Ma.
It is not ma. There is no other.
Ma. Patitum.
There is no ma. It is only makara. Only the consonant is there.
So patitum.
It is patitum. How it is patituma? Patitum.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Patitum.
Patitum.
Patitum, correct.
The first one is Bhavan. Second one Nikhananam. Third one Relayanam. Patitam. Patitum.
Patitum. Eke naiva.
Eke naiva. Next person, Akoshi.
Rajaniti. hi. Rajanitihi.
Rajanitihi.
Rajanitihi. Bhiratideshaha.
Read again.
Bhiratadeshaha.
What is the first letter?
Sorry. Bharata deshaha.
Read again.
Bharata deshaha. Bharata deshaha.
What's the second letter?
Bharata deshaha.
It is Bharata Deshaha.
Yes.
Second letter is Ra, not Ra. So, Ba, two matras. Ra, A, one matra.
One
Ka,
matra.
one matra. Ye, it is long vowel, two matras. Ba,
Yes.
Ra, Ta, Deshaha. Bharata Deshaha. Okay.
Yes, Guruji. Vividhajananam. Vividhajananam.
Vividhajananam. Okay.
Asan.
Asan. Next person, Kirtiji.
Panasaphalam. Panasaphalam.
Panasaphalam.
Yeah.
It means jackfruit.
Okay. Katopanishat. Katopanishat.
Yes.
Anikaranam.
Anikaranam.
Anikaranam. Kutuhalam. Kutuhalam.
Yes. Next person, Akanksha. Akanksha, you can read. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Next person now, not audible. Now, Deepika, you can read.
Yes, Guruji. Ajarukta vashat.
Ajarukata vashat. Good.
Ruha pathalekhanam.
Yes.
Vinoda kanikaha.
Vinoda kanikaha. Next person, Krishnanji.
Yes, Guruji. Mukha Puttakala Karaya.
Good.
Mano Vinodam.
Yes. So from simple words to the words having 8 letters, 10 letters, we have read. Now we are familiar with the letters and the words having simple letters. Now we have to read some simple sentences and then we'll see another topic. Next person now, Sumlakshmi ji.
Mama Nama Sharanaha. Sharana.
Sharanaha.
Sharanaha. Tava Nama Kim.
Yes, simple sentences. Mama Nama means my name. Tava Nama Kim means what is your name.
Bhavataha Nama Kim.
Yes, Bhavataha Nama Kim.
Tava Pituhu Nama Kim.
Yes.
Bhavataha Pituhu Nama Kim.
Yes. Next person now. Ramamani ji. Good.
Tava matuhu nama kim. Bhavataha matuhu nama kim. Bhavan kim karoti? Aham patami. Aham kadami.
Khadami.
Khadami.
Patami means I read. Khadami means I eat. Khadami. So from
Aham khadami.
simple words to little longer word, and the word now sentence having some simple words. Slowly we are improving our reading ability. Next person,
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Bhavaniji. Bhavaniji, you can read.
Yeah, Guruji, I'm not up to this level. I'm still learning the consonants on my own. Maybe after a few classes,
Okay.
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn the letters now.
Okay, fine. You
Sorry,
please
I can't read.
learn quickly so that you will catch up with the class.
Sure, I will. I'm working on it. Thank you.
Yes. Rajeshwariji.
जी एषः मम पिता
Pita.
एषा मम माता एषः मम पतिः एषा मम सहोदरी एषः मम सहोदरः.
Yes. Next person, Devakiji.
अयम् अजः अयं गजः एषा लता एषा मम माता सा वीणा सा मम भगिनी भगिनी मम देशः भारतः.
Yes. Next person. Okay. Next person can read later. Now we are going to see the next topic. It is conjunct consonant. Important topic. So far, selectively we read the words and sentences having simple words. Simple words and simple letters. It is vowels and consonants. Now we are going to see conjunct consonant. You will find almost all the words will have this conjunct letters. Like we have seen the conjunct vowels in the context. A conjunct vowel is that which has got two different places of pronunciation. Starting place and ending place both are different. That is for the conjunct vowels. So conjunct consonants, it's a little bit different. That we will see. First, let us understand what does it mean? What is a conjunct consonant? In Saṃskṛtam, it is called Sanyukta Vyanjanani. Conjunct consonant is called Sanyukta Vyanjanani. So, what does it mean? Two or more consonants joined without the intervention. Joined or they are together, coming together without the intervention of any vowel. Without the intervention of any vowel is called conjunct consonant. A simple way of saying what it is. Two consonants, pure consonants. When you say consonant means pure consonants. Consonants without any vowel addition, that is called pure consonant. Two or more pure consonants. They come together without the intervention of any vowel. That is, there is no vowel in between them. It's called conjunct consonant. Could be two consonant or could be 3, 4, 5. It can be any number. and there is no vowel in between. That makes a conjunct consonant. How many conjunct consonants are there? There is no list, because two or more consonants. How many consonants are there? 33. So how many possibilities will be there? Countless. So therefore, we don't have any number. Therefore, in the language, a word can have different consonant, and there is no order also. Any consonant can come with any consonant. So therefore, there is no number innumerable. So now we need to learn to read this. For that, some technical things are required. Let us see what it is. Now you can see this example. What is the first letter in the example? The pure consonant. The second letter is ka. How do you call the first consonant? Anybody?
Kakara.
Remember that we saw that, right? We saw that. We read the equation when we learned the consonant vowel combination that time. The first consonant you cannot pronounce it. You can address it as kakara. It is wrong to say the first letter as ik. It is not ik. When you say ik means you are adding the vowel e before that. It is not ik. It's a pure consonant. It cannot be pronounced. So it can be only addressed as kakara. Kakara plus ka. Kakara plus ka. The second consonant is, okay, let me ask this. Kakara followed by what letter now? Kakara followed by? The first letter kakara followed by which letter?
Ka.
Ka.
It is followed by ka. And ka is a combination of
Kakara plus
Oh.
kakara plus a. Therefore, kakara is followed by kakara, right? Therefore, kakara is followed by kakara, and the kakara is followed by akara. Understand?
Yes, Guruji.
So the second letter ka is a combination of kakara plus a. You can see my cursor, the second letter. The first letter is kakara. So kakara plus ka, when we say the second letter, which is a combination of kakara plus akara. So therefore, kakara is followed by kakara. The first letter is kakara. The first consonant is kakara. The second consonant, that also kakara. The third letter is akara. So kakara plus akara. So now kakara followed by kakara, a consonant followed by another consonant. That is called conjunct consonant. Is there any vowel in between? No. The vowel is at the end. That is okay. But between the consonants, there should not be any vowel. Okay, understand? This is what conjunct consonant is. Now, if that is there, how do you write it? You can write it this way. That is, the first kakara is at the top, and the second ka, that is the kakara with the vowel, is at the bottom. It can be written like this. Now, this can be pronounced ka, ka, or it can be written like this. The first kakara followed by the second ka, which is kakara plus a. The first kakara is written half. It is not completely written. It is written only half. This way also it can be written. So a consonant followed by another consonant, and no vowel intervention between them. The vowel can be at the end, or the vowel can be at the beginning also. But between the consonants, there should not be. There is no vowel. Then it makes a conjunct consonant. The second example, kakara plus ka. What is ka is? Ka is kakara plus a. So kakara followed by kakara plus akara. A is there. That can be written the same way. The first pure consonant written at the top, followed by the second consonant at the bottom. And the vowel is a, therefore ka. Or it can be written one after the other. Kakara, the first letter is a pure consonant. You write it half. The second one, ka. So ka. This is. Understand this? Hello.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes. Now we'll see more examples. Now you see it will be very clear. The first letter, which is kakara, pure consonant, which is in yellow color. Then the second letter, which is ka, which is in red color. There is a difference between these two. First is kakara, this is ka. Now this red color, ka is a combination of kakara plus a. Now we are talking about the first consonant, which is kakara, and the second consonant, which is also kakara. So consonant followed by another consonant. They are together, coming together, and though no vowel in between them, it is called conjunct consonant. And this, now it becomes pronounceable. How? Pure consonant cannot be pronounced. How it is pronounceable? Because it has got vowel at the end. Therefore, now it is pronounceable. If the vowel is there at the end or at the beginning, then the conjunct consonant is pronounceable. Otherwise difficult. Otherwise you cannot pronounce it. Because the vowel is there at the end, in this example, therefore we can pronounce ka. Then, for our discussion, we give them some technical name. The first consonant is called, the first letter is called first consonant. The second one is called the last consonant. So first consonant, last consonant. We name it. First consonant. Why first consonant, last consonant? Because a consonant can be followed by any number of consonants. Therefore, first consonant. If there are more consonants, first consonant, second consonant, third consonant, then the last consonant. Why it is called last? Because it is followed by the vowel. It is followed by the vowel. Therefore, we call it as the last consonant. So first consonant and the last consonant. From the first to the last consonant, there is no vowel. No vowel should be there. Then it is conjunct consonant. Now, what is the last consonant? Last consonant is that which is followed by the vowel. Or, as I said, the vowel can be at the beginning also. That is before the first consonant. That is also fine. So the vowel could be at the beginning. So first consonant is that which can begin with the vowel. That possibility also is there. Then it becomes pronounceable. That is why we are naming this. So the consonants which precedes the last consonant, not consonants, the consonants which precede the last consonant are pure consonants. They are pure consonant. Like in this example, the kakara, the first letter, which is in red color, first consonant, which precedes the last consonant. And therefore, the consonants which precede the last consonant, they are written half. The consonants which precede the last consonant are pure consonants and are written half. Okay, there's a mistake. Last consonant, it must be not singular, not plural. And there can be any number of consonants before the last consonant. Therefore, it should be are written half. They're written half. This is the vidhi we follow, the rule. It's not written rule, general rule we follow. This will become more and more clear when we see more examples. Now, the next person can read this. Shivaji, can you read this? How do you read this equation?
Yes, Guruji. Makara plus pa.
And pa is the combination of,
Pakara plus A.
so makara followed by pakara, right?
Pakara. Yes.
So which is the first consonant?
Makara.
The last consonant is
Pakara.
pakara. So which is written half now?
Makara.
Makara written half. Therefore, you see, okay, other examples are given, then you see the first one. Makara is written half. What is written half? You know, written half is the vertical stroke. The vertical stroke of the consonant will not be seen. That's called, you have to remove it. That's called half. The vertical, now for example, Makara is there. Makara has got the vertical stroke. You can see the vertical stroke is there. That will not be written. Half means that is what it is. The vertical stroke. The vertical stroke is removed. Then becomes half consonant. What is the difference between the pure consonant Makara and this half consonant Makara? Any difference is there?
No, Guruji.
It is same. Okay. Whether you write it full consonant or whether you write it half, both are same only. Okay. Don't think they are different. They are same. So the pure consonant which is written full completely, or the same consonant as part of the conjunct consonant when it is written half, both are same. Okay. Because a consonant is followed by another consonant, therefore the pure consonant is written half. Okay, there is no difference. Still it continues to be Makara only. Makara plus Pa is Ba. Okay, now the second one. Continue, Shivaji. What is the first consonant?
Shakara plus
Followed.
Nakara. So Shakara plus Na.
Na is Nakara plus A. So first consonant written off, right?
Yes, Guruji.
The vertical stroke is removed. That's why you see that. How do you say it? How do you read this?
Shna.
Krishna. Like in the word Krishna. Like in the word Krishna and all. The third one can read. What is that?
Kakara plus La.
So the first consonant is written half. Either you can write like this, or as I said, you can write one after the other. Here, what is a vertical stroke? The Kakara vertical stroke is there. Can you remove the vertical stroke? No. You cannot remove the vertical stroke. If you remove the vertical stroke, then the letter will not be there. There are some consonants where the vertical stroke, they are at the end. So you can remove it, like in the Makara or in the Shakara. So vertical stroke, you can remove it. Still, you can see the letter, identify the letter. But here in Kakara, in this case, you cannot remove the vertical stroke. If you remove the vertical stroke, then what will be left out? Therefore, it is written one below the other. That is the first consonant at the top, and the following consonant, the consonant written at the bottom. Okay. The following consonant, when you say it is Lakara plus Lakara at the bottom, and it has got vowel. Along with the vowel, it comes the last consonant, therefore La. Or it can be written one after the other. Where when you write one after the other, a part of the letter is removed. A part of the letter, Kakara, is removed. Like in the previous example, we saw Kakara plus Kair, Kha, that example. So anyway, you can write it that. It's not a problem. The next one is Gakara plus Ma. How do you read this?
Gma.
Guma. Next one, Lakara plus Ya is
Lya.
Lya. So, understand this, all of you? This.
Yes, Guruji.
Now the same thing can be, it will be developed further. If you have any doubts, please ask. This is important. Then the next one, more examples. The next person can read, Ravi Rajaji. Different combinations are given here. The first example.
Nakara.
Yeah.
Nakara plus na.
So the first consonant is
Nakara.
Last consonant is
Na.
That is also nakara only.
Nakara.
We say last consonant, only the consonant, nakara, followed by the vowel a. So the first consonant is written half. So it means what happens to the first consonant? The vertical stroke is there, nakara. That is removed. It will become like this. Understand?
No. Okay.
Na. Like this.
Na.
Nirvin, nachetasa. Now you will see that. You will read words. Na. The next one.
Lakara plus la.
Lakara, you can read like this. Lakara plus a.
Lakara plus a.
Okay, now what first consonant is? Lakara.
Lakara.
Last consonant is?
A.
Lakara.
La plus a. La.
No. Last consonant only I am asking, not a.
Lakara.
Last consonant also lakara. Only two consonants are there. What is the first and last? First consonant is lakara. The last consonant also lakara only.
Okay.
Now, how do you write this? Can you remove the vertical stroke of the lakara?
We can't. So
a part of the letter is removed, or one below the other. The pure consonant, the first consonant is written at the top.
Okay.
And the last consonant at the bottom.
Bottom.
Right? So, la. And this becomes more clear when the word, you can see it very clearly, the pronunciation. If the vowel precedes, then you would be able to hear the first consonant. Like in the word malla or palla. Right? The second one, the next one, read.
Chakara plus ja.
Where is chakara? It is not
Takara plus ja.
It is not takara. The third one you are reading.
Oh. Dakara plus ja.
It is not. Please see the letter. What is the first letter? The third example.
First, na.
Nyakara, yeah.
Nyakara.
Nyakara.
Nya. Nya.
Nyakara plus
cha.
Not ja. It is cha. It is cha, not ja.
First cha.
First letter is cha.
Cha.
Nyakara plus cha. Now, the first consonant is nyakara. The last consonant is chakara. So, the first consonant nyakara has got vertical stroke. You can remove it. And you can write one after the other. Or the first consonant at the top and the last consonant, that is the following consonant at the bottom. So, cha. It is cha, like in the word pancha. Like in the word pancha. If the vowel precedes this conjunct consonant, then it is, the first consonant is more pronounceable. Pancha. We are going to see that words. You will understand. The next example.
Shakara plus tha.
It is pronounced properly. It is sakara.
Sakara plus tha.
So the first consonant is written half, right?
Yeah.
The vertical stroke is removed. No, not sa. First consonant written. Yes, sta. Yes, good.
Sta.
Yes, like in the word hasta.
Hasta.
Grasta and all. Last one.
Pakara plus ya. Pya.
Pya. Pakara plus ya is Pya.
Yeah.
Good. Next person now. Yajna Priyaji.
Yes, Ji.
Please read. You can read the equation.
This should be pronounced as
First read the equation. The kara plus
Dakara plus Ma.
yeah is equal to
Dma. Dma.
Dva, like in the word Padma and all.
Yeah.
This note this letter. When you write this, the kara is at the top. But okay, I don't know whether you can see that. The kara at the top, and then makara at the bottom. This is how it is written. You will find in the printing like this only. So you need to note this. You have to spot the dakara at the top and makara at the bottom. The first consonant, the kara at the top. The following consonant, the last consonant at the bottom, which is the vowel kara. So dva. Okay, dva. The next one.
Nyakara plus Cha.
You can read the last one, nakara plus ma. You can read the
Nyakara
last.
plus Cha.
Yeah. No, you can read the last letter which appears now.
Oh, Dma. Dma.
No, the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you can see the answer. You read that.
Oh, sorry, Ji. I didn't notice that. Nakara plus Ma. Nma.
Okay. Then
Nyakara plus Cha. Cha.
This may be difficult, but in a word you would be able to pronounce that. Okay.
Vakara plus Ya. Vya. Dakara plus Dakara. How to pronounce this? The.
Like kakara plus ka, like in the word akka and all. So dakara plus the madda.
Astu Ji.
Madda.
Madda.
And all. So dakara plus the. See how it is written. Dakara at the top and dakara at the bottom. Right? This is how it is. Understand the difference between this and dakara plus dr. You need to know. Remember that.
Yes, Ji.
Both can confuse, but you need to understand. Please see the material, the previous class. Dakara plus r, it is dr. How it is written. Please check your notes. And you check this also. Dakara plus the, how it is written. So
Yes.
the kara plus ra is simple consonant vowel combination. And here it is consonant followed by another consonant, conjunct. So understand the difference?
Yes.
I cannot type it here and show it now. That is why I'm saying.
Yes.
Maybe I can type in another context when the word letter comes out. When the letter comes in some other context, I will show you. But not the difference. Important.
Yes.
Next person, Parulji.
Dakara plus va. Dove.
Not dove. How it is dove?
Da.
Dakara plus va.
Va. Dava.
Not dava. If you say dava, you're adding the vowel to the dakara. How can you add vowel to the first consonant dakara? Dakara followed by vakara. There is no vowel in between them. And only it is conjunct consonant.
Yeah. So it is dove.
That's what I'm saying. It is wrong when you say dove. How can it be dove?
Dakara
when you say
plus
da, when you say, you are adding there is vowel in between the two letters, two consonants. And vakara, you are removing, you are saying dove, you are saying vakara. But here it's not vakara. First you read the equation.
Dakara plus vakara, the last consonant.
Dakara plus Vakara plus A.
Plus A.
The last letter is Va, which is a combination of Vakara plus
Va
A.
plus A. Yes.
The first consonant is Dakara. So therefore, how do you read this now?
Dhava.
It is wrong, I'm saying.
Oh.
You cannot say Da. How can you say Da? When you say Da, it is Dakara plus A. The vowel A is there. Anybody, how it is pronounced?
Dva.
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 It is Dva, not Dava.
Dva.
It is Dva.
Dva. Dva.
You can see, it is Dva.
Dva.
When you say Dava, you see the difference? What is the difference between Dava and Dva? Dava will be different. Da will be different. Da will be Da and followed by Vakara. When you say Dav, it is Dakara plus Akara plus Vakara. It is not that here. Understand?
Yes.
So Dakara, the first consonant,
Then
it
Vakara
is, you can
the
see it doesn't have any vertical stroke where you can remove it. So therefore, you have to write as it is. And the following consonant can be written at the bottom. So when you see like this, a letter, that understand the consonant at the top is pure consonant. First consonant. The consonant at the bottom is the last consonant followed by the vowel. If at all, if it is followed by the vowel.
Wow.
Okay. The next one.
Takara plus Rakara.
That we will see later. You can write, it's the last one.
Okay. Nakara plus Hakara plus A.
You have to say,
Naha.
You're doing the same mistake. It's not Naha.
No. 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 Correct.
It is difficult to pronounce Na.
No.
No. But not Naha.
Yeah. Correct.
Next one.
Takara plus Rakara plus A. Tra.
It is wrong to say the Rakara. There is no Rakara at all.
Takara.
What is it? No. Rakara, you cannot say it is Rakara. It has got a name.
Repa.
Repa.
Pardon?
It is called Repa. You should not address the pure consonant as Rakara. It is Repa.
Repa.
Yes. Remember, we saw this. All the consonants we addressed as Kakara, Takara, Pakara by adding Kara. Kara, the suffix different.
Yeah.
Whereas for this letter, it is not Rakara. You cannot add that suffix Kara.
Yeah, because the stroke is not there.
No, not because of stroke and all. Why? What is stroke? It's not because of stroke and all. The pure consonant is addressed as Repa, not as Rakara.
Okay, Repa.
It is Repa. To say Rakara is wrong.
So Takara plus Repa.
Plus A.
Plus A. Tra.
It is Tra. So now you note this here. It's important here.
Yeah.
The first consonant is
Takara.
First consonant is Takara. The last consonant is
Repa.
It is last we say because it is followed by the vowel. Okay. Now Repa followed by the vowel which is Ra. Repa followed by the vowel Ra. Please see here how it is written. You will see the stroke here.
Yes.
Okay. This I'll try to show you through the. Just a minute.
Makara plus Bakara.
Hold on. I'll try to show this. It's a bit difficult, but still Paint is difficult, but this is the only option you have. This is takara. Okay. Takara plus ra is there. Ra is a combination of repa. This is addressed as repa. Important thing. Please note that. Takara plus repa plus the following letter is the vowel. That is why we say this as the last consonant. Repa is the last consonant. The first consonant is takara. So, note this, when repa is the last consonant, then the repa will be, last consonant will be written like this. The repa followed by the vowel, written like this. Then this is takara. Takara, you need more vertical stroke. So what is there? You have this part. This is called tra. Takara plus ra is tra. You can write like this, or there is another way of writing this. It can be written like this also. This is tra. Understand?
Yes, Guruji.
Takara plus repa plus a, it is written like this. Suppose instead of a, suppose if a is there, then it becomes tra. Understand this, all of you? This is important to note this. That is, the repa, that is repa as a last consonant will be written like this. The stroke will be there. Note this stroke. Now, let me change the thing. Takara plus, instead of takara, let me change into, suppose if it is, if it is the letter kakara, kakara plus ra is repa plus a. Kakara plus repa plus a. The last consonant is repa. The last consonant is repa. So the last consonant will be written like this. Repa is written like this. If it as part of the conjunct consonant, if the repa is the last consonant, it is written like this. Okay. Now the kakara have to be written. How to write this kakara? Now if you write kakara, it is, you have to write here. Okay, this is kakara. It is written like this, right? And this is that ra. So it is kra. Kakara plus ra is kra. Similarly, if instead of kakara, suppose if you have the letter gakara, gakara plus repa plus a, then how it is written? You write the letter ga and the ra is written like this. This is gra. So when you see this stroke, understand it is repa. And this stroke shows it is a. Suppose instead of a, suppose if it is e, then it becomes like this, gri. Okay. So instead of e, suppose the vowel is u, then it becomes gru. Instead of the vowel u, suppose if it is o, then it becomes gro. So that vowel sign, depending on the vowel, you have to fix it. And repa is indicated by this stroke. Understand, all of you?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Guruji.
Sir,
Yes.
there is a question. There is ra, it is always repa, no?
This is always pronounced as repa, remember.
Okay.
It is not rakara. To call it as rakara is wrong. Important thing I told that
Pardon?
context itself. Need to know how to address it. It is not rakara. Rakara means it's a mistake.
Yeah, right. But for ra, you have to address repa only.
Huh?
For
What is it?
ra, you have to address repa.
Yes.
Sakara plus repa.
Repa, yeah. It is
Plus
pure consonant is addressed as repa. Okay.
Okay. Pure consonant.
Now, the other thing also explained is dakara plus the conjunct combination what it came. Dakara plus just a minute. Dakara plus r. This is not conjunct consonant. Dakara plus r. This is consonant vowel combination. This context we saw. It is dakara and the vowel r is written like this. This is dr. In the case of conjunct consonant, we just now saw this example. Dakara plus the, that is this da is dakara plus a. Now here, since here first consonant doesn't have any vertical stroke to be removed, therefore it is written as it is at the top, and it is followed by the, therefore that is written at the bottom. You can write like this, or you will see in the books the printing like this. So what I'm saying is, don't get confused with this and this. Both are different. This is consonant vowel combination, whereas this is conjunct consonant. Dakara plus da. Okay. And this consonant vowel combination, it is in books, in printing, you will find it is written like this. Note this is important. So now the confusion is more between this and this. So you should know the difference. This is dr, whereas it is dha. Okay, please note this. Now, going back to the next one, please read thoroughly. You can read. You can unmute your mic.
Yeah. Bakara plus a, mub.
Huh? It is not ma. Makara you are saying. How can it be ma? It is
Ba.
ma.
Ba.
Like in the word amba.
Ba.
Ba. Okay. Next
Ba.
one.
Chakara plus cha plus a.
Cha.
Cha.
So it is written. You can see how it is written. The vertical stroke of chakara is removed. So you need to practice like this for the consonants. Any consonant you can practice like this. Okay. The next person now. Akash, you can please read.
Yes, Guruji.
Oh, I think the same one. You can read this one.
Yes. Shakara plus repa plus akara equal to shra.
Shra. Right? And shra can be. This is important. This is also another information.
Yes.
You need to know this. It comes only with practice, with being familiar with this. This shakara plus repa. it is, this is Shakara plus Ra. What happens? Shakara plus Ra is, you can write like this. Shakara plus Ra is, this is Ra is written like this. This just now we saw, okay? Right?
Yes, Guruji.
This is one. Or this will be written like this. Shakara is written like this and Repa is written like this.
Yes, Guruji.
This is what you find in the printing. So understand, this part is Shakara. So again, I
Yes,
repeat,
Guruji.
this is Shakara, then it is Repa, and this vertical stroke stands for the vowel A, because here it is A is there. Suppose if it is E, then it becomes Shri. Suppose if it is long E, if it is E, then it becomes Shri. Now you know to read this. This is called Shri. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Shri.
Yes, Guruji.
So now you need to remember this is Shakara. Okay, important thing. Now going back to that. Yes. Now you see how it is written. Shra. Clear?
Yes, Guruji.
This is only when Repa. Okay, remember, only when Repa follows, it is written like that. Not for other thing. The next one will be, of course, you read.
Yes.
Shakara.
Shakara plus Yakara equal to Shya.
Sure. See how it is written. It is written as it is.
Yes.
Shakara doesn't change its form.
Yes. Yes, Guruji.
Okay, next
Only
one.
disappears the stroke.
Yes.
The next one is Shakara plus Vakara Shva.
Shva. Okay. The next one
is Hakara plus Yakara Hya.
Yeah. So you can see Ha is, you cannot write this first consonant one below the other. First consonant at the top, you cannot write it. Therefore, it is Hakara is written and Ya you see at the bottom. So understand, the first letter is Hakara. The first letter is Hakara. Let me write that. This is, the first consonant is Hakara, followed by the next consonant, last consonant is Ya, Hakara plus A. Then the first consonant, since there is no vertical stroke, we can remove it to represent its form in conjunct consonant. Therefore, it is written as it is. And following the consonant, that is, you see that is written here. This is what you see in the screen. Okay. So the second part, this is the complete consonant, a consonant with the vowel. Yeah. Whereas this part is pure consonant, Hakara. So therefore it is pronounced as Khya. It is Khya.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. Now I suppose if I give the word, can you read this? Can you read this word?
Parahyaha.
Parahyaha. Pa, Ra, and Khyaha. Parahyaha. Okay.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes. Then, yeah, okay, that's all. The next example that we will see. We'll see that in the more and more examples will come. A lot of examples will come. But whatever we have seen today, that you need to remember. One is Repa at the end, at number 1. Second one is the form the Shakara takes, that you need to remember. Okay. Please go through the lesson again. If you have any doubts, you can ask or go through this. Again, you will be clear. Any doubt in this?
No, Guruji.
No,
Anybody?
No,
No,
Guruji.
no, Guruji.
Okay. So please go through the recording if you have any doubts. And we are going to see a lot of other combinations.
Yes, Ji.
Okay.
Yes,
Start
Guruji.
here.
Yes, Guruji.
Om Purnamadav
Purnamadav
Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi
Harihi
Om.
Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
Dhanyavada, Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Dhanyavad Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Hari Om Guruji.